you have obviously endured a lot in life.
Standing at 3'10", Shauna continues to share her journey.
My life has changed drastically.
Every aspect of her life is flooded with people's opinions.
Shauna's small stature and youthful appearance have made it especially difficult at bars.
It really put my past in the past.
A condition brought on by brain cancer at 6 months old.
Why did you want to do the show in the first place?
We wanted to move out.
How has dating changed since you've done the show?
I know more in season 2 for that one.
Shauna Rae recently revealed some unbelievable secrets about what we'll see in the second season of I Am Shauna Rae. And guys, you are never going to believe the controversial topics and kind of major milestones that Shauna just exposed. So if you missed the first season of the show, here's a quick catch-up about Shauna. She was diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer as a baby, and thankfully, she was able to undergo intense treatments that saved her life, but they also completely stunted her pituitary gland, and this led to a very unexpected condition because of Shauna's hormones, were affected so much, she actually stopped growing at 3 feet 10 inches tall, and as a result of Shauna's lack of growth hormones, she has pituitary dwarfism. And Shauna is the height of an 8-year-old child, even though she's actually 22. And now, she's getting ready to teach the world even more about her life in her shoes in season 2 of I Am Shauna Rae. And in just the last couple of weeks, Shauna opened up to both Entertainment Tonight and Tamron Hall about the newest season of her reality show. And for each appearance, Shauna was joined by some of her family members, and they all spilled some serious tea. So it sounds like we can expect to see almost every aspect of Shauna's life, and it's about to be totally crazy. So Shauna revealed on the Tamron Hall show that even though viewers would get to see how she was living life on her own terms, she would still face some major challenges. One of her most annoying struggles is apparently when random people give her, their unwanted opinions, and I can't believe what she's been told by complete strangers. So Shauna admitted to Tamron that no area of her life is safe from people's judgment, and she's even been stopped by people who feel the need to tell her that she's not old enough to be wearing high heels, and I can only imagine how irritating it would be to hear criticism from random people all the time. But according to Shauna's sister Riley, there's something else that she finds irritating, and it's honestly just bizarre. So Riley and Shauna interviewed each other in a video for Entertainment Tonight, and Riley confessed what bothers her the most. And apparently, Riley absolutely hates when people don't believe Shauna's age and think that she's lying to them. And crazily enough, it sounds like that happens all the time, and that has to be insanely frustrating. However, not all of the random attention Shauna gets has been negative, because during the interview with her sister, Shauna revealed that since season 1, so many people have recognized her, and thankfully, she said that, it's almost always a positive experience when she's approached by her new fans. But Shauna, has already been given a heads up from her parents, and you're never going to guess what it was about. Shauna claimed that Patty and Mark, her mom and stepdad, have both encouraged her to look out for people's red flags, and they want Shauna to understand that people's true intentions might not be clear at first, and it's unreal how much Shauna has to deal with, and it's definitely more than most people actually realize, and this is seriously just outrageous. Shauna's family confessed that they worry a lot about her safety when she's alone because of her shorter height, and I'm sure that has to be tricky, especially when it comes to one of the craziest topics about to be covered in season 2, and that would be Shauna's dating life is about to be front and center for the whole world to see. And in a sneak peek clip shown on Entertainment Tonight, Shauna mentions that now she has the help of a matchmaker, and it'll be interesting to see if Shauna finds true love. But either way, I have a feeling that we can definitely expect to see some pretty entertaining dates. You are never going to believe what else the videos reveal. So for the first time ever, Shauna was able to go on a date with a guy who also has pituitary dwarfism. But for Shauna, that wasn't even the most exciting part of meeting her date, Tommy. She shared with Riley what was the coolest part about their meetup, and it's almost unbelievable. So surprisingly, the best part of Shauna's date with Tommy was just the fact that he was a firefighter, and she even got to go to the fire station and see all the equipment. But it sounds like it wasn't even quite enough to win Shauna over, because there may be someone else that her sights are set on now, and you are going to be so shocked when you hear about her other love interest. So as crazy as it sounds, Shauna allegedly sparked a connection with a man named Don, who was actually from Wales, and she told Tamron Hall that they met online and quickly started a close friendship, and there may even be a possibility for something more. And it sounds promising, but it also kind of sounds questionable because Shauna confessed that even though Dan lives far away, he's incredibly nice to her. And I couldn't help but notice that her parents seemed a little nervous when Dan was brought up. And in one of the show's teaser clips, Patty and Mark bring up their concerns, and it looks like it's about to get pretty intense. And in a quick preview, Dan's voice could be heard over Shauna's computer, and he was planning something crazy. He mentioned that he was actually going to be in the US shortly, and then the clip cut out to Shauna's worried parents, and you're never going to guess why they weren't nearly as excited for Shauna to hear that Dan might be making a visit, because supposedly Patty and Mark were a little scared that Dan could be pretending to be anybody. And even if he ended up being who he said he was, Dan might not have good intentions. And I guess we'll just have to watch what happens with Shauna and Dan during season 2. But Shauna's dating life isn't the only bizarre situation that we'll get to see on screen. Obviously, a huge part of Shauna's life has been centered on her health, and it looks like this season will also be highlighting some new medical questions that Shauna has for her doctors. And she explains some of what we can expect to see, and it sounds seriously insane. So it turns out that Shauna discovered so much this season about the lasting effects of her cancer treatments, and I'm honestly in awe of everything that she's about to let us see. It sounds like the biggest medical question Shauna will have answered is about whether or not she'll be able to have a baby someday. But most of what we'll be watching is about Shauna's present day goals, which are just as shocking. So in the upcoming season, the main focus is going to be on Shauna becoming more independent, and one of the first steps in that will be Shauna learning how to drive, but because of her height, she has had to make some adjustments that were kind of unexpected. So Shauna claimed that she had never even been able to see the road when she was a passenger. So in order to, legally be able to practice driving, Shauna had to use a booster seat to be able to see over the dashboard, and I can't imagine how nerve-wracking that had to have been. But Shauna's other plans aren't going to be easy without a driver's license, and wait till you hear what else Shauna will be doing this season, because during the show's trailer, Shauna, unveiled her dream to move 6 hours from Pennsylvania to New York City. As I'm sure you've expected, her parents are happy for her, but they also have huge reservations. They opened up about their fears to Tamron, and they did not hold back. Patty revealed that she wants her daughter to feel empowered, but thinking about Shauna walking by herself in such a giant city is scary, and Mark was also worried, but tried to joke about the topic. The way he uses humor to lighten the mood was actually kind of crazy. So according to Mark, he would never want Shauna to move out before she was ready, but he also jokingly claimed that he doesn't want her to move right back in with them. And I guess it's a good thing that Shauna seems pretty confident about her choice, but the move isn't the only thing that Mark is concerned about this season. It looks like we'll also get to see if Shauna makes a decision about college or a career path, and the trailer showed a serious talk between her and Mark, and it really seems like he wants her to apply to college. But from what Shauna told Riley on Entertainment Tonight, she's keeping her options extremely open, and this honestly sounds unbelievable. And when Riley asked Shauna what her career goals were, she gave a very surprising answer. So the only specific job that Shauna mentioned possibly going after was working with animals as a vet, but that doesn't mean that Shauna isn't chasing other big dreams, because what she revealed about her future plans was seriously incredible. Ultimately, Shauna just wants to make the world a better place by helping people understand each other, and she's already using her show as a platform to give people with disabilities a louder voice, and I think that's genuinely really impressive. But that's not the only way Shauna feels like she can help people. You're never going to believe what else she hopes to do, because Shauna admitted that because she's got a huge sense of fashion, she'd like to make a business out of that someday. And not only that, but because she knows the struggle of finding clothes that fit properly, Shauna wants to help others with that as well. And I think it's awesome that Shauna seems so driven towards, making a difference for other people. But I want to know what you think. What are you most excited to see this season of I Am Shauna Rae? And what are your thoughts on Shauna's hopes for her future? Let me know in the comments down below.